Hey everyone, today we are joined by Tony Italia, the Eastern Regional Sales Manager for AV for FX Luminaire. Tony, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
So we are talking about outdoor technology and FX Luminaire. I mean, you guys, specialize in outdoor lighting and landscape lighting. Can you talk about what kind of solutions you guys offer for the outdoor lighting market?
So we, like many others in the industry, offer custom-made fixtures that we're making every day. So we've been in the business for over 35 years, and we frequently get requests for integration. So we're kind of standing out a little bit these days, especially within the audiovisual channel. We kind of cover the good, better, best scenarios. Good meaning turning things on via timer, switches, real basic lighting, dusk till dawn, photocells, and everything else. Then we get into that intermediate type of lighting where now you can use the astronomic timing so that it's coming on exactly when you want, based on when the sun goes down, multiple programs, all the way up to our Luxor system, which is fully integrationable through all the platforms that you see out there, from Control 4 to Lutron, Crestron, and just through a driver, you can integrate Luxor into that system and now control it through said smart system.
Yeah. So what do integration homeowners like most about FX Luminaire products?
I think the ability to be very user friendly. So, we live day to day. Most people are in their houses, when they get home from work. You switch a light on when the sun goes down. You have a romantic dinner for two. You might dim the lights down, all the way to your children doing homework at the main table in the house, where you're going to turn the lights all the way up so they can see what they're doing. People treat the outside for years and years and years as the lights are on after the sun goes down. The intensity varies. Sometimes it's floodlights shining on an area that the kids are playing kickball in. What we've kind of really focused on through the last 10 years is the ability for the consumer or the end user to bring the exact amount of lighting to the outside when they want it and for whoever they want it, whether it's a party, whether it's that same situation of kids doing homework outside because it's a beautiful night, all the way down to that romantic Valentine's dinner that just two people are sharing in the backyard, and you have the lights dimmed down to exactly where they want it. So that's the function that we really promote, is bring the light outside, but make it the way you want it, and it can change the very next day to something else.
Great. So what do you guys have in the way of new innovations in the outdoor lighting space?
So this year we've come out with some things to further incorporate end user flexibility. So there's a lot of areas in the backyard that people may use when it's that perfect night, but then again, it could rain or you could have storms like we had this past weekend. Nobody's outside living life to its fullest outside. They're all inside. So the idea is that lights won't come on in certain areas when you don't want them to, and these tend to be more utility. So if someone's going out to their outdoor kitchen, they don't always have to have their pad with them or their phone with them to operate. So you can actually go to one of our touch pads that we came out with this year. It's an inline dimmer for low voltage, and simply hit one of the buttons on the keypad and the lights all come on. There's a dimmer built inside, so you can actually go plus or minus and get the lights exactly where you want them to be for that specific function. Other things we've come out with, kind of incorporating our SRP or our linear light into more outdoor situations. We've had this out for a couple years now, but we've made it easier for installation, and we've added more gadgets to it so that installation can be done by many and all, but also you don't have to be a mason to put it underneath of a sitting wall. You can now use specific attachments so that after the fact, you can easily incorporate into it. The other thing we put into play this year, and this just came out in the last couple of weeks, is a device that can go into a simple, basic non-automation transformer that can now, with the downloading of a simple app, give you phone control or app control of a single unit, meaning you're essentially creating zones from basic transformers via Wi-Fi.
So all these solutions included, how do these help elevate the outdoor space and architectures of these, beautiful homes that they're being installed into and around?
So in my 23 plus years in the outdoor lighting industry, one of the key factors that an installer or a designer always wants to get right is the amount of output that any fixture is going to give. So your lumen ratio to the color spectrum of the plant material, the siding, the brick color, even the luminance coming off of paver walkway. To
Mm,
get that right all the time is extremely hard. So I always say there's a really large window to get outdoor lighting good, which there is. But what if after you put the system in, you could play with it and tweak it in 1% increments to get just the right amount of light level? And I want to say that in today's market, when people are looking for that next intelligent item, they're looking to kind of go a step above what everybody else is doing. Having that 1% increment to make something brighter or dimmer or even change the color. So color
mm.
tuning is huge. And with our RGBW system, you can go to 30,000 tints or hues, so you can always get the perfect color and the perfect intensity.
Yeah, it really is incredible how precise some of these lighting systems are, and how integrators in conjunction with the manufacturers can really just make them just perfectly suited for wherever they're being installed. Um, yeah, can you maybe elaborate a little bit on that and just
Yeah, so through intensity, I always say when you have especially when you're dealing with white. So a white structure, a white building, it's really nice to kind of create a gradient. And over the years, you create these gradients with lenses, you create the gradients from the use of stronger lamps at the bottom and softer lamps at the top. Well, what if you put 15 lights at the base of a structure or the front of a house for curb appeal, and every single one of them was more than you needed? And you did this by design because you perhaps maybe need a 4 or 5 or 6 watt LED lamp. The thing that's really beautiful is that you could go over what you think you may need. And the reason being is you can pull them back through dimming. And why you would do that is the fixtures on the left and the right flank of the house, maybe it's a true two-story house. So you find that right lumen output, you dial it in, you lock it in, and now you've got that covered. But oftentimes with these larger homes, you have really large peaks as you
mm,
get towards the center of the structure, or enormous columns, left and right of the entranceway. They're also not flat. They tend to have a more of a structural look to them. It's really nice that you can actually focus in and create less of an output or more of an output, even though you're using the same fixtures. So you're treating each fixture as an independent zone, and that's what our Luxor system can provide you with.
so Tony, can you talk about some recent examples of how the company's products have been leveraged in a project?
Yeah, we had a really interesting project that involved a gender reveal party. So kind of
Oh,
neat.
no
And
way.
through the years we've had some, we all have we have a lot of different sales managers throughout the country and the world. And I think if you gathered us all up together, we'd all have one or two stories that just jump into your mind. So this one jumps in because it's new, relatively new. But this couple was renovating their house. They added a lot of money to the backyard. They've put in a lot of functional devices such as infrared heaters, outdoor televisions, even an outdoor sauna that you could walk to and get inside and sweat it out at night. But one of the things that came up during the process was the contractor noticed that the missus of the family was coming to term to the end, and she was probably 8.5 months. And
Mm,
they said, "Congratulations!" And what is it? And they said, "We don't know. We're finding out
mm,
soon." And we're like, "Oh wow, why so long into it?" They didn't want to know it all, but they were pressured into coming up that they were actually going to be orchestrating a gender reveal party. And he said, "Well, you're putting a system in. Um, how about we put in," and they did this as a kind of a gift, which was really touching, but they added a few lights in the backyard that were RGBW. So the idea is they sold it on the fact that once everybody's there for the party, the lights will come on. They're going to be a warm 2700K from what they wanted. And from the minute they tap on their glass and everybody's attention, well, you all came here to find out what we were going to be having, and simply hit a button on the app and all of the lights turned blue. And
oh, cool.
everybody just went wild. So I
Yeah,
heard the story afterwards. They videoed it. It was really cool. So I mean,
that is cool.
that's the fun you can have with a
Yeah.
system that can be changed every day and for special occasions. The next day things went back to warm, but And what do we have today? We have St. Patrick's Day. The lights could be green just for that
Right.
one single event. So it's
Right. Right.
it's really neat that you can do that.
Tony, well, thanks very much. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, you're welcome.